Yo, what's up? So I'm going to be showing you how to make a 3706 V3 Pickle Farm. These are what they will look like once you stack them beside each other.
So the resources you're going to need are 601 glass, 22 chests, 32 fence gates, 30 pistons, 30 activator rails or powered rails, 43 of any solid block, 54 observers, 57 coral, 2 packed ice, 3 pickles, 16 hoppers, 12 note blocks, 10 leaves, 6 droppers, 4 iron doors, 2 signs, 3 dispensers, 3 of any stair, 3 sand, 2 redstone torches, 2 scaffolding, 1 cactus, 1 crafter, 1 iron trapdoor, 1 lever, 1 redstone, 1 redstone lamp, 1 repeater, 1 soul sand, and 3 hopper minecarts. We're going to start by building a 9x7 platform. We're going to build 9, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we're going to fill all of it in. Now we need to place a waterlogged leaf of any sort. Now it should look like this. Now what we're going to do is we're going to build up the walls on each side. We're going to break this part so we can have a spot where the pickles can go out. Okay, now we're going to want to place our pistons to shuffle the farm. Now place a note block in the middle. Now we're going to build up the walls a little bit more. Now what we're going to do is we're going to keep building up the walls. Then once you've built them 3 up, you're going to place solid blocks like this. Now we're going to place waterlogged leaves on each of the note blocks. We're going to fill in this part with glass so the pickles cannot escape the farm. Now we're going to place the coral and make sure you place it exactly like I do. Now you're just going to fill in this little part with glass as well. Now we're going to waterlog the entire bottom layer of the water. And then we're going to place our pickle. I'm just going to redo this, not being sure whether the water will work. Now we're going to place the water so it flows in the left, and so it goes into the fence gates. Now what you're going to do, I forgot them, but you're going to want any kind of leaf. And then what you're going to do is you're going to place it exactly like I do, so the water can flow into the corners, just like so. And it should look like this. Now what we're going to do is we're going to place a temporary block. I'm just placing glass because I have a lot of it. Place 2 droppers, and then we're going to place a dispenser and hopper going into the dropper. Now we're going to place ice right here and a soul sand in front of the hopper. And we're going to put glass around it. And put a stair right here facing towards the ice. And just put the glass around it as well. Now we're going to place a sign right here. Then we're going to waterlog the stair. Now we need to place observers facing up. Now we're going to place observers and note blocks just like this. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to make the collections part. We're going to put a rail, and now we're going to put a sand on top of it so the sand's like this. And then we're going to place a hopper minecart underneath. We're going to break the rail just like that. Now usually the rail will end up in there, so you got to collect it. Now we're going to build up the wall 2 more. Now we're going to fill in this top with glass, so none of the pickles can go too high. Now we're going to place a waterlogged leaf right here in the middle over the dispenser. Now we're going to place our activator or powered rails, whichever one you would like to make, whichever one's cheaper, I guess.
Oh my gosh.
Now we're going to put one more layer of glass so the pickles can't escape the glass. Now we're going to build the glass part up. We're going to place a sign right here. And we're going to place a stair right here facing toward the farm. Oh, a leaf right here. We're going to waterlog it. We're going to waterlog both. So we're going to waterlog the stair so it goes like this. Now we're going to place pistons again. Now we're going to go up 2 again with the walls. Now we're going to place iron doors on the observers just like this. Now we're going to keep placing our sign or fence gates because we need those. And now we're going to place a crafter going down just like this. And you're going to make sure that it can craft bone meal, so you're going to make this pattern. And you're going to put a solid block right here. An observer facing up, and a solid block on top of the crafter. I'm going to place a hopper into the crafter so the bones can go into it, and we're going to place a chest like this. Now we're placing our note block and some solid blocks on top. Same on the other side. Now we're going to place our glass just like this. Make sure you do exactly what I'm doing here. And our leaf with water in it. And now fill in this. Now we're going to place our coral. Pickle. Now again, make sure you're copying exactly what I'm doing on the coral part. Except for if I misplace a block, obviously. Now we're going to waterlog the entire bottom. We're going to place our water on the sides. We're going to raise the water so it goes into the fence gates again. It should look exactly like that. And build up our wall by 2. Now we're going to place place solid block right here. Obviously the glass is already there. Now we're gonna place the droppers going out and going into the dispenser facing down into the pickle. Now we're gonna place a hopper into the droppers. And we're going to do the same exact thing to make the hopper system. Now we're gonna place observers facing down into the solid blocks. Now we're going to place our observers in no blocks again. Here we're going to fill in our glass. Place your waterlogged. Actually, no. Yeah, let's do the activator rails first. Then let's place the solid blocks on the rails. And now let's place our waterlogged leaf. Now let's fill in the top with glass. Let's bring this up. Now we're going to place an observer facing up right here. We're going to place an observer facing into the observer. We're going to make the storage higher. We're going to place rails right on top of the observers. First, let's place the solid block, now the rails. And we're going to make our storage higher. Now we need to put our observer facing into the rails so the bone meal system will work. Now we're going to raise our wall. We'll place observers facing up, right over the solid blocks. Now we're going to place our pistons again. Let's raise our wall up by 2 again. Let's place our iron doors, just like we did earlier. Place our note block in the middle, our solid blocks on top. Place our waterlogged leaves on the note blocks again. Fill in this part with glass. We're going to place our glass for the coral to map out where the coral goes. Now we're going to place our coral again. Place our pickle. We're going to waterlog the entire bottom. Place our water on the sides. And now we're going to place our leaves to even everything out. it should look like this. Now we're going to place our droppers and dispensers again. Make sure you're doing exactly like that, or else the farm will not work. Well, obviously don't break the dropper. Place our hopper going into the dropper. We're gonna raise up this part. And don't forget to raise up your chest system. Let's raise up the wall by 2. Make sure not to put glass over the hopper. Place solid blocks on top of the glass. And bring this part up. Now we're going to do our hopper part, or hopper minecart part. And raise the storage up. Now we're going to place our hoppers facing up on both sides. And we're going to place our observer with a note block in the middle, just like this. Now we're going to fill in all the glass. Now we're going to fill this top layer with all glass, no waterlogged leaf, because we do not have a 4th layer. And you're going to want to delete this top layer. I included an extra. So now what you're going to do is you're going to place glass just like this, and you're going to place your final stair right here. You're going to waterlog the stair. What you're going to do is you're going to want to grab kelp. You're going to buy it or grab it from something, and now you're going to go all the way down to the bottom and use it, go back to the bottom and break it so it works. And now we're going to place our cactus. And we're going to place glass over top of this part, and also the cactus, so the cactus does not grow. Now we're going to raise our storage system yet again. Now make sure you watch closely. What we're going to do is we're going to place some server facing this way. Yes, this way. And then we're going to place a trapdoor out like this, and then an observer facing up. Now we're going to place glass right here, and a observer facing up right here. Now we're going to place our activator rails along here. We're going to place our solid block on the end of it. Now we're going to place our 2 scaffolding right here, and an observer facing out of it, or into the scaffolding, I guess. Now pay attention very closely to this next part after we raise the storage system, of course. Is you're going to want to place a solid block right here with a redstone dust on top of it. You're going to want to place a solid block off of the redstone like this, and then a repeater on top of it set to 3 ticks, a solid block right here. Now we're going to want to place temporary block, and then our redstone lamp right here, break the temporary block. Now we're going to place our redstone torch on there, lever, and a redstone torch right here. Now if you did everything correct, the farm should look exactly like this. Now we can turn it on. Well, first we gotta put bones in it, and it has to be bones. If it's bone meal, it'll just turn into white dye and the farm will not work. So fill it up with bones, and then you will flip the lever right over here. And yes, if you have done everything, it should work. And the bone meal should be going in, and it should be producing pickles. And now, don't worry, it will only, or the first one will, as you can see, like, the top 2 aren't working. Well, that's because the bone meal hasn't reached there yet, because it's not full yet. So you just have to wait.
So if you guys have any questions about, like, how to stack them, or, like, put them next to each other and still make the redstone work, or, like, you didn't understand one part of the video, you can ask me in the comments, or send me a DM on Discord, and my Discord will be in the description.